What's up, E? Been a while. All right, I've looked at your video. Before we start, I just want to talk about what you're doing is you're kicking, and we've talked about this before. You're not fully loaded in your core when you're kicking. And so when you're picking your foot up, your core's still going back a little bit, your head's still going back a little bit, which creates us to lose that rhythm in the hip and start getting out front and getting tight, and that usually lends or tends to be leading us to pulling off the ball when we know we're not supposed to. So it's little things like that. In fact, I was watching the Astros game a few weeks ago, and Altuve started the year off in a deep slump. He was hitting 235 about 2 months into the season, and then he made an adjustment. And the announcer talked about it in the game the other day when I was watching it, and they said he went back to picking up and down with his leg kick instead of rearing back when he picked up. So they described it a little different than I do, but they hit it right on the nose. He was doing too much on his kick, so his timing mechanism was just too hard. He wasn't seeing the ball. He was out front swinging at bad pitches. Well, now he's back to getting 3 hits a game because all he's doing is picking his foot up. And that's what got you so good and enable you to stay in rhythm and had such a good year this year, is that you were kicking in the right position. So, with that said, let's get started. We're going to start it off in slow motion just to show you what I'm talking about. And as you go, you got better with it, but I just want you to get back aware of that. If you're having a hard time staying on the ball, if you're having a hard time timing a ball, go to your positioning first. Where am I kicking from? Am I in position, or am I kicking a little too soon? Because that's the things that our coaches don't see, we don't feel. We have to be aware of that as a hitter, and have that one of our main keys is when we're making adjustments when we don't feel right. Because it is a confusing one. It'll make you feel weird. All right, so let's get her rocking. All right, here's your first one. So I like how you're loading, but it's just a little sloppy. When I say sloppy, not in the real, I mean, in my mind, it's just a little sloppy for you. Let me go to the second one and I'll stop it for you. All right, let's stop. Yeah. Hold on. All right. So here we go. See how you're still getting just a little bit ready right there. Instead of already having that's your loaded position. You should not have kicked yet. Your foot should still be on the ground, still moving back, getting to that position. That is your loaded position in my mind. And that's not bad, but man, you got better in you. And so but I think I want you to just focus on that, is making sure you're in your true loaded position before that foot comes off the ground. And I'm talking about that core and your hands a little bit, front shoulder. Get it all the way in there. That one was a little better, but you see how you're running through that hip. Let's go back on that one. Because you're not as stable on that back leg being as loaded. When you pick up, you see how you're running a little bit? So right here, we want to be reading where you're already leaking. So right there, we should be holding on to that just a hair more. And it's because you're in position. And so when we're in the right position, that pickup will be more of a balance, staying behind the ball. And you see how you're just getting a little out front with your stride. Then the swing starts falling apart, but I don't want to worry about that. I want you to just be focused on making sure we're kicking from our loaded position. God, it's so little. I mean, I have to really sit there and bear down on it to watch it. And if I was watching you live, probably wouldn't notice it either unless I was really bearing down on it. So just again, those are the little things that get us into slumps. So let's really clean that up. And this is going to be your senior year this year. This isn't going to be something we screw up. I want you to look at it as bad as being in out of position when a ball's being thrown across the plate when you're on the outfield. Just not being ready. So just start looking at it that way. And again, you're close. We just want to be all the way in it. Boom. See when you kick how you get that little bit of that stomach's working a little too much right there. So I want to get it back to where when we get here, all we do is pick up, making sure the knee's going in that direction to lock in the hip and come back down. And actually, we're going to probably be coming back down here. But what I'm saying is, get in your mind that all you're doing is picking up and down, with no rear back in the stomach and core and shoulders. I'm glad that happened right there. So watch what happens. So by you not being completely in it there, and see how that hip's leaking? Because when you pick up, that hip's leaking. That gets it to where your hips, you're not trusting that timing, then your foot will hold up a little bit, and then you'll get a little out front. But again, I don't want you to worry about mechanics, because all this, what we're talking about, will clean you up where you ain't got to worry about nothing again, except for don't grip to your rip, stay loose, and trust your rhythm and timing. So again, at your age, where you're at as a baseball player, and as good as you are, this is our adjustments now, little things like this. And again, when you're watching at full speed, you can barely see it, but that's why that kind of swing happens. You picked up out of position right there. So, when you picked up right here, you were one iota, just one little thing out of that. And again, I've told you before, that's how my career ended. So let's not screw this up. So right there, you're good. You look great, but you picked up a hair too soon. Right there. I just want less effort right there. Where all it is I'm fully loaded. Now just pick up, and then that balance will happen. You will stay behind this ball better, and then that swing is going to come out how you want it. So we got to get you locked in right there. See how you're skipping that right there. That's where you should be reading, is right in this area right here. And you're just kind of running through that. And again, I think if you clean it up, and get your core more loaded, and making sure that when we pick up, we're just picking up, you'll be able to stay in that locked in position just a hair longer, so you see the ball better, stay behind the ball better, and then you're in your true launch position. This gives you the ability to hit the ball out of the park. Again, those aren't bad swings though, brother. You look fine. But I know what you're wanting. You want more explosion. But you want more explosion. So you got to get the back to locking in that back hip. Get back to locking in this back hip, and the only way that makes it easy is by being fully loaded, being in your true position. So don't pick up yet. Pick up now. Hold off now. You can't get any more. See where your shoulder gets in place? Your shoulder gets in there, your stomach's in there, everything's there. You're just a little quick on it, so it makes you leak. So instead of you staying, you leak forward a little bit. So instead of us locking in, because you're kicking, and again, I'm going to keep reiterating, you're kicking one little notch out of it, just a little too soon. And so that creates you to get out here instead of reading the ball from there. You're reading the ball from a leaked position. But again, I don't want you to worry about your swing. It's great. All right. Any questions, please call me. Again, this is super simple. Sometimes when we're making an adjustment like this, it almost feels like, man, that's too easy. But that's what it is, bro. Okay? Again, I think your swing looks good. I think you look fine, except for that one little thing. And that's going to make the difference, all the difference in the world. All right, Bubba? All right, can't wait to see the next one. Thank you.